Teacher Talk at Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And every Thursday, I do a series called Is He a Hall of Famer, where I take a look at a professional athlete where people may be on the fence as to whether he belongs in their Sports Hall of Fame. Take a look at their career, come to a conclusion as to whether I believe they belong in the Hall of Fame. But I definitely love seeing in the comments what you guys believe. So this will actually be the 18th one I have done. I started out by doing players who recently saw their career end or are coming towards the end of their career. Recently, I transitioned more to players who have been retired for a decent amount of time, are eligible to make their Sports Hall of Fame, but have not done so. If you're watching the NBA Finals, you know this guy as one of the announcers. He was a former coach of the Golden State Warriors. Had a lengthy 17-season career. I'm a Knicks fan, so I know a lot about this guy because he played for the Knicks and also played for the Pacers, who were a big rival of the Knicks at the time. If you don't know by now, today's is he a Hall of Famer? Again, the 18th one is point guard Mark Jackson. Played collegiately at St. John's and was taken 18th overall by the Knicks in the 1987 NBA draft. Jackson played his first 5 seasons with the Knicks before joining the Clippers for the 92-93 season. Played 2 seasons for the Clippers before joining the Indiana Pacers for the 94-95 season. Played 2 seasons for them before joining the Denver Nuggets in 96-97 season. That season, he played 52 games for the Nuggets before going back to the Pacers for 30 games. He ended up playing the next 3 seasons for the Pacers before the 2000-2001 season. Played 54 games for the Raptors. Then went back to the New York Knicks for 29 games, played all 82 games for the Knicks in the 2001-02 season, ended his career 2002-03 with the Jazz and 2003-04 with the Rockets. So 17 seasons. Let's take a look at his career numbers via his basketball reference page. So Jackson, all in all, played in 1,296 career games. Career averages of 9.6 points, 3.8 rebounds, 8 assists, shot 44.7% from the field, 33.2% from three-point territory, 77% from the free throw line. Take a look at his season by season numbers. Just get the points in there. So Jackson started off his this is his playoffs. Started off his career winning Rookie of the Year in the 87-88 season with the Knicks that season. 13.6 points, 10.6 assists per game, averaged a career high 2.5 steals per game that season. The following season, he was named to his lone all-star team as he averaged a career high 16.9 points, also 8.6 assists, and nearly 2 steals per game. In the 96-97 season, he split with Denver and Indiana. He led the league, averaging 11.4 assists per game, so that was one of 2 seasons. He averaged double-digit assist totals, but all in all, he had 9 seasons where he averaged at least 8 assists per contest. Also a very good rebounder for his size, as I mentioned. Well, 3.8 rebounds per game, but had a bunch of seasons where he averaged over 4 per contest. Reliable free throw shooter. Wasn't much of a three-point shooter, just attempting 1.7 per game. But for his career, had about a 3.3 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. Very solid. Was never a heavy volume scorer. Had 6 total seasons, though, where he averaged double-digit scoring totals. 3 of those seasons averaging at least 13.6 points per game. Had much playoff experience, although he does not have a ring. On the 99-2000 season, so in the 2000 postseason with the Pacers, they did reach the NBA Finals, but were not able to defeat the Los Angeles Lakers that season. He started all 23 postseason games with Indiana, averaging 8.1 points and 7.7 assists per game in that postseason. 131 career postseason games in all. Made it pretty much perennially during his time with the Knicks and the Pacers. Career postseason averages of 9 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 6.9 assists per game. Let's see how the analytics and advanced metrics look at how his career was. So if we scroll down to advanced, we see a career 16 per, so a little bit above average. Average is 15. His career high came in his All-Star season with the Knicks at 18.3, 91.8 win shares. So that's pretty good. Had a bunch of seasons, I think 4 seasons with over 7. Actually, his career high came with the Clippers in the 1992-93 season at 7.9. Basketball Reference does have where, I'll scroll down to it, their, what do they call it? Similarity scores, sorry. So if you look at career similarity scores, Michael Finley, not in the Hall of Fame, very good career. Andre Iguodala, actually did an episode of Is He a Hall of Famer on Andre Iguodala. I lean towards no. Dennis Johnson in the Hall of Fame. Joe Johnson, another guy I did a Is He a Hall of Famer on. Andre Miller, great career, not in the Hall of Fame. Bob Cousy in the Hall of Fame. Rod Strickland, one of the best players ever to not make an all-star team, but not in the Hall of Fame. Mike Conley, still active. I don't think he's going to make it, but he's a guy maybe I could do an episode on, although he also only has one All-Star appearance. Jason Terry, great player, not in the Hall of Fame. Joe Dumars in the Hall of Fame. So a few of the guys are in the Hall of Fame. We take a look at some of his career numbers. He's 6th all-time with his 10,334 assists. 34th all-time with his 1,608 steals. He's 26th all-time with his 24th all-time with his 1,296 games played. So, among the league leaders all-time in a bunch of categories. 18 career triple-doubles. So, Basketball Reference does have something called the Hall of Fame probability, where they take a look at guys' accolades, stats, and, prior guys who made the Hall of Fame and give guys their percentage odds of making it. They actually list Mark Jackson at 0.8%. But, the Hall of Fame probability has proven to be wrong on a few other instances, but of course that is extremely low. We'll take a look at that all-time assist leaders. As I mentioned, Jackson is 6th all-time. One of just 7 players to have over 10,000 career assists. And actually, at the time of his retirement, he was 2nd only behind John Stockton. Since then, Steve Nash, LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Jason Kidd have surpassed him. All of those 6 other guys besides Jackson are in the Hall of Fame, are definitely going to make it. Chris Paul and LeBron James are active. They're going to make it. Even look at 8 through 11 are also in the Hall of Fame, are going to make it. Oscar Robertson, 8 in. Russell Westbrook, going to make it. Isaiah Thomas, 10th in. Gary Payton, 11th in. So, that's definitely a strong indicator that maybe he has a chance. Now, this is a really old article from ESPN.com. As you can see, it's not even shown like an ESPN.com article is shown now. This is written by Mark Spears. So, excuse me. He writes, usually a guy who averaged less than 10 points a game in his career, had 1 All-Star appearance and no NBA championships rings, wouldn't receive consideration for the Hall of Fame. And then there is Mark Jackson, who recently passed Magic Johnson to rank 2nd among the NBA's all-time assist leaders. So, when did he play with the Jazz? In the 2002-03 season, was it? Yes. So this must have been written in the during the 2002-03 season. So Karl Malone, yes, I know he's got a lot of baggage now. We're not worrying about that. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, had a fabulous NBA career. This is what he had to say. First ballot, no doubt. Why? Who did he pass? Magic Johnson. You can get to the Hall of Fame by statistics and team winning and things like that. So there is no doubt in my mind that he has earned that right. I think it's just a formality. I think it is without a doubt. So the mailman thought Mark Jackson should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We know that has not happened. I know he's been a finalist at least once. I'm not sure exactly how many times he's been a finalist for the Hall of Fame. But this is another article written by the GameHouse.com. Joe Tulilo, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. August 8th, 2019, listed 5 players who should be in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Includes Mark Jackson. So he says Jackson had a long career, which saw him be named to only one All-Star team, but he still deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Spent 17 seasons in the league with the Knicks, Clippers, Pacers, Nuggets, Raptors, Jazz, and Rockets. Wasn't a great scorer. He's averaged 9.6 points in his career. Was a great passer. Ranks 4th, now 6th, on the all-time assist list with 10,334. Riley averaged 8 per game in his career. He also had 3 seasons where he averaged over 10 assists per game. I thought it was 2. Yeah, I only see 2, so that seems to be wrong. But anyhow, while he only boasts one great stat and no championships, after so many years of pro basketball, if a player ranks in the top 5 in a major statistical category, now top 6, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. The 1987-88 Rookie of the Year fits that bill. I mean, the other guys he mentioned, Tim Hardaway, did eventually make it. After this was written, Lou Hudson made it. Shawn Kemp, a guy I consider doing for this, and probably will do a future episode on, is not in yet. And Chris Webber did get in. So 3 of the 5 guys he listed on here did eventually get in the Hall of Fame. So all in all, does Mark Jackson belong in the Hall of Fame? I personally would say no. I mean, the lack of accolades, 1 All-Star team, 0 All-NBAs. I mean, I did an episode on Andre Iguodala, and I actually said no for him too. But similar, 1 All-Star team, I believe no All-NBA appearances. At least he's got the rings. NA Finals MVP. Mark Jackson doesn't have those. Another guy that a former Izzy Hall of Famer on, I previously did a Izzy Hall of Famer on, was Rajon Rondo. I said Rondo, I believe, will get in, not first ballot, but eventually will get in. And you could say they have pretty similar numbers, Jackson and Rondo. Rondo was most known for his dishing. Both averaged single digits for their career in scoring. But Rondo, to me, was the superior defensive player. And not just that, but he also has championship rings and was a vital part of the Celtics team that won a championship early in his career. But let me know in the comments, should Mark Jackson be enshrined in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame? Also, let me know in the comments, guys, you would like to see me do in the future. Doesn't have to be NBA, done NFL, MLB, we'll do NHL. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see. I have all these in a playlist so you could see the previous players I have done before. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.